Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be ranking a few different combinations of score streaks, and these are the top combinations I'd recommend using, especially in the game's current state. And even though these are the top combinations in my opinion, I'm also going to give a little bit of an honorable mention to those that maybe if you're playing in a party, or if you're just trying to get the highest amount of kills possible. So just a reminder, if you do enjoy the content in any way or find it helpful, please remember to hit that like button because that does allow the video to get seen by more people. And if you're part of this 67.3%, that is currently not subscribed and you want to find your way back to the channel and improve at Call of Duty, make sure you hit that red subscribe button, turning it to gray, and ring that bell so you'll get notifications every time I post a video. So this first combination that we'll go ahead and talk about is the RCXD, the UAV, as well as the care package. And especially if you combine this with the crash ammo as well as the ComSec device, you can get these streaks rather quickly. And the great thing about this one is this is more like a beginner class setup. And the main reason I see that is because very often I see people running streaks that are way above their current skill level. And a lot of times they're getting the streaks maybe once or twice every few matches. And the right way to see streaks is that there's something that should be used in every single match and multiple times. Obviously, if they're a little bit on the higher end, maybe you're going to get it 2 times tops because the matches don't last long enough. But for the most part, you should be getting your streaks every single match and often multiple times. So if your KD is on the little bit of the lower side or you're a little bit newer to Call of Duty, you probably want to focus on this type of setup and make sure you're running engineer so you can go ahead and swap out that care package in case it's not exactly what you're looking for. So this one makes my list for the pure fact that it's just easy to cycle these streaks, especially if you're able to get about 4 or 5 kills on a regular basis. You should be able to get pretty much all of your streaks. One of the downsides to worry about this care package is one of the enemy players could actually steal it if you're not able to lock it down quite that well. So a lot of times you got to make sure that the spawn is 100% yours, throw it in that spawn, and make sure you have a secured location when you drop that in so you will be able to grab it. So right there you can see how I re-rolled it from a dart to a hellstorm, so it significantly boosted that particular score streak. Downside is once I came out of that hellstorm, obviously I couldn't kill myself and the guy was coming right out of spawn because the spawns just happened to flip. So that was a little bit of bad timing on me calling a streak. It looked like we had secure spawns until someone put down a tac deploy beacon. The other nice thing about the care package is sometimes you're going to get something really nice, especially when you double up those odds by being able to re-roll it with engineer. You're going to end up with an attack chopper like I did in this particular gameplay, and maybe that's a streak that you don't earn on a regular basis, but it gives you an opportunity to just try that out, see how you like it, so that as you become a better player, it gives you something to strive for. The next combination up from that I think is fairly consistent is running the UAV, the counter UAV, and the Hellstorm. The great part about this is the Hellstorm is not hackable, so you're almost guaranteed kills on a regular basis, especially if you know how to use the Hellstorm effectively. Sometimes people will use it right off the bat, they just spam it and they don't get a lot of kills. So if you go ahead and call this in and you don't really see any players on the map, what you can do is hit that left trigger, it'll slow down the Hellstorm. Then as soon as a few enemies pop into the screen, you can go in and spam it, and then you're going to be able to get those 2 or 3 kills rather easily. Also, if there's no enemies on the map, sometimes what will happen is they'll hear enemy Hellstorm coming in. They'll wait a bit and then they'll start running out, assuming that the Hellstorm already came down, and this gives you the opportunity to take advantage of that. That's more of a pro tip on how to use the Hellstorm effectively, because I think a lot of times people use that one just wildly and waste it completely. Also, an alternative to this is to swap out the counter UAV for the lightning strike, and the great thing about the lightning strike is when you call that in addition to when you call in the Hellstorm, is you're going to be able to see a little bit of what's going on in the mini-map and see where enemies are. And regardless if you get a ton of kills with either of those streaks, you're also going to get a little bit of map awareness the same way you would for running a UAV. So the next one is to use the UAV, the counter UAV, and the sniper's nest. And the reason we're not going to use the attack chopper over the sniper's nest is because they are hackable. And that's one of the biggest downfalls of them adding 0 into the game at all, is because a lot of the streaks just became off limits for the pure fact that you don't want them turning against you and wasting all your effort that you used to earn them. Obviously, it still sucks for them just to destroy it, but at least that's better than it getting completely hacked and turning against you and making it an uphill battle. The other nice thing about this particular combination is you're still going to be able to get a ton of gun kills, so especially if you're in a little bit longer modes like domination or kill confirmed where you can stretch it out just a little bit, you're able to go on those nuclear streaks, and you can see how the sniper's nest can be a huge distraction. I'm able to get 2 gun kills right off the bat as I'm coming around the corner because they're so distracted by the sniper's nest. If this guy didn't have a fire shotgun, odds are I would have got that kill as well. And obviously, depending on the lobby, if you're trying to go for that nuclear streak, you might just want to go with that UAV encounter. But one of the benefits of running that sniper's nest in addition to that is that very often you're going to be placed with teammates that die faster than you could possibly get kills, and sniper's nest tends to usually close that gap. And what's funny about the match you're seeing in the background was this was actually a pretty sweaty lobby. I think it was a 4-man party. A couple of them had nuclear calling cards. I didn't even actually realize that till after the fact. I was just kind of playing in the moment, saw it was a great opportunity for a comeback. That's what I tried to do. And fortunately, I was able to use the streaks against them. The UAVs were helping my team, the counter UAVs were distracting them, and then I was able to get those sniper's nests, which picked up a few kills. They didn't go really wild or anything like that, but it's enough to keep the enemy at bay. And sometimes that's the importance of streaks. I know there's some people that are under the philosophy that streaks shouldn't be in the game, that some streaks are too powerful, there's some streaks that aren't powerful enough. And I think if you look back, you can see that score streaks are what really made Call of Duty separate itself from a lot of its other competitors. So let me know down in the comment section, are you a fan of score streaks? Do you think they're generally too weak in the most recent Call of Duties? Do you think they're too strong? Do you think that they should not be in the game? Or whatever the case is, let me know your opinions. That definitely helps to give me kind of an idea of what your guys' thought process is. And the next combination that's actually pretty nice is to have the UAV, the sniper's nest, and the thresher. In case you guys didn't know, a few updates back, they went ahead and updated the thresher and made it significantly more powerful. And I know a long time ago I ended up ranking the thresher as one of the worst score streaks in the entire game because it cost so much score to earn, and the actual return on investment in terms of actually getting kills was very low. So this is definitely one of those combinations that I'm going to start cycling into my rotation just a little bit more, because what I'm finding is more and more often people are shooting out strike teams before they even land, and that kind of ends up being a waste of a score streak. Versus with a thresher, they're significantly harder to shoot down, even though it's possible, significantly harder, and for that I think it's a little bit more valuable than I've given it credit in the recent months. So in terms of actually modifying this one to go specifically for high kills, and especially if you're playing with 1 or 2 other people, is to get rid of your UAV completely and maybe run the strike team. So that pretty much all you are doing is running lethal streaks. You'll have that aerial streak combo between those two, and then you'll have that strike team come in that they're able to actually navigate around the map. So in this combination, you're most likely going to be able to get as many kills as possible in the shortest amount of time. And the main reason those are so effective, especially if you're trying to go for those high kill games, is because they're completely autonomous. They don't take you out of the action, so you're still able to get into those gunfights while your strike team's working, while that sniper's nest is working, and while the thresh is working. So all those kills are just adding up, and it's allowing you to get every kill in the match. And that autonomous part is one of the main things that's really good about this, because if you end up using the Hellstorm, the Lightning Strike, the RCXD, or even the gunship, it's going to take you out of the action, so you're limited getting the kills that you can get only with that particular score streak in that moment, versus doubling down, getting gun kills along with your score streaks. And also a quick shout out to one of my subscribers. I happened to run into him in this particular match. His name was NavGoat, and I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, once we crossed over about 70,000 subscribers, I started running into a lot of you guys more often. So I definitely appreciate it when you guys say hi and tell me that you guys are actually fans of the content. So thank you for that. And that's going to go ahead and bring us to my #1 streak combination, and that is the UAV, the sniper's nest, along with the strike team. And there's actually several reasons why this is my go-to combination of score streaks. For one, you're able to chain a lot of your kills together. So there's actually a couple different things that happens when you run these particular score streaks and you're able to call them in very early in the match. The primary thing is that a lot of times the best players in the lobby, they're just going to tend to leave, and you're going to end up taking over that lobby. I talked about that when I was explaining how to get easier lobbies in Call of Duty in one of my recent videos. So the main thing with that is you're going to want to make sure that you're taking over lobbies. This is one of the best ways to do it. The other part is that you're going to be very often paired up with players that are just not very good, and the game expects you to carry them. Especially the higher your KD and the higher score per minute, the higher your win-loss, the game inevitably expects you to do all the work. And more often than not, this streak combination allows you to get kills faster than your teammates can die. So a combination of all those factors allow you to get the biggest bang for your buck. So unfortunately in this particular gameplay, I was not able to get those streaks right away, and my teammates were dying so fast, the enemy team had a constant UAV, which makes it all that much harder for you to actually go on your streak. And this is pretty much one of those matches that's an uphill battle, and you can see the scoreboard for yourself. It's definitely not balanced at this moment. A lot of deaths are happening for my teammates, and that's making my job very difficult. So even though the odds are against me, that sniper's nest is at least keeping me in the game. It's getting tons of feeds, and then I'm able to cycle around and get my next set of streaks. So right here you can see I win this gunfight. Even though I potato aimed that entire gunfight and missed most of my shots, I'm still able to call in this TAC 5 boost, which automatically gives me that strike team. So right at this moment, we're only down by 4, and we've been down by much more throughout the match. Right here, I end up taking this gunfight that maybe I shouldn't have taken. There's way too many of them, but at least I know I'm safe because there wasn't anyone shooting down streaks, and there definitely wasn't anyone hacking. So what looked like it was going to be a very bad situation, I was actually able to turn it around. Even though I ended up dying a few more times trying to play a little bit more aggressive towards the end of the match, it's enough to give us the lead. And that's why I rank this particular combination so high and as one of the best combinations in the entire game. I've seen how it's been able to turn the tide in several matches, and in other ways I haven't really seen happen with other Scorestreak combinations. Let me know what you guys thought of the video down in the comment section below. Please remember to hit that like button if you did enjoy the video in any way. If you are brand new to the channel and you'd like to find your way back, making sure you do subscribe with notifications on. We'll see you on the next one. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.